Welcome to Vantage Point 27. We are living in drastically changing times. To survive these times and to avoid dangers, our frame of thinking has to drastically change as well. I titled this episode Safety First, which I guess makes many of you remember fire drills, car safety. You might have learned it at school, fairly simple measures to take when about to handle something dangerous or perform a risky task. If I am correct and these are the things that went through your minds, I would like to tell you that these are the very things this episode is not about. Because we are generally pretty aware to take safety measures regarding things we perceive to be dangerous. It's the odd situations and things we don't usually perceive as dangerous is what I hope to highlight and bring into focus. I have been following a series of shocking and horrific incidents which practically all started as simple everyday things. Something very recently reported in the news was a mother who hurt her wrist. She was checked by a junior doctor who later took her to a senior doctor. She had an X-ray and a modified early warning score done. Her score was 6. A score of 5 or higher statistically indicates an increasing possibility of death. Her score was 6, yet it was apparently ignored. The woman wasn't treated in the hospital for the infection for whatever reason. As it seems in the article, she was led to believe that the injury was just a sprained wrist. It wasn't. She was in enormous pain because what she had was a rare flesh-eating disease. Despite the pain, she went home. The infection continued to spread. I'm going to show a screenshot of the article. Warning, the content is graphic. There are, in my opinion, two major points to this tragic story. First, how was she sent home after the score was 6? Second, she was in a lot of pain, so why didn't she get a second opinion? Why didn't she go to another hospital? In my opinion, it is because she trusted the hospital staff to do her safety check, with them being the officials on the matter. This is what I mean by the drastic times we are living in. Safety is no longer a responsibility we can take lightly or rely on others blindly to do it for us. Doctors, for example, save millions of lives. But they are humans and can make mistakes. There's a failure of safety all over the world. From the Grenfell Tower to a woman in China who fell into an escalator and died when it broke. Another woman somewhere else was stuck in an elevator during a holiday. She died of hunger and dehydration locked in the elevator. The elevator maintenance men had shut it without making sure that no one was in it. It seems the woman didn't have a cell phone, or there was no network, or maybe the battery died. I could list sadly countless incidents. I even wrote an article on Ink in the Internet about the rise of crimes in places we don't expect. It is time for us to perceive danger anywhere and by anyone. Another thing that I have seen get people into serious trouble is not wanting to be rude when someone asks something of you that compromises your safety. So you take a risk on your safety, just not to be rude. For example, and this is a sad and terrible incident, a girl was raped twice by different attackers on the same night. The first one made an excuse and led her away from her friend and then raped her. The other, as it was reported, whose car she hailed outside the train station where she was raped. She might have suspected that it wasn't safe for her to walk away from her friend with a man she didn't know, but she probably thought it would be rude to make him think she was suspicious of him. So she took a risk on her safety. One more thing I've had safety concerns with is windows without bars on them. I've read about so many burglaries in which just took the effort to break a glass window for the robbers to get in. The alarm system goes off, but it takes about 15-20 minutes for the police to come. I feel that's ample time for the robbers to get away or even kill the victims. I know bars don't look good on windows, But there are bars that have pretty designs and can be opened in case of a fire. Television personality and columnist Mr. Piers Morgan had made this tweet. Commentators didn't take him seriously and mocked the suggestion. It's not funny. And if you've read about the Grenfell tragedy, some victims did use blankets as makeshift parachutes. A real parachute could really help people trapped in a high building during a fire. Store in your home things for protection and make it unbreakable rather than just pleasing to the eye like a dollhouse. Bars also provide safety for children who might think they are Superman or Supergirl and jump off. Time and time again, we've read about children falling out of windows and balconies to their deaths. The incident of the train station, and another one, in which a girl was beaten to death in a so-called road rage, convinces me that we can't ensure our safety even when we are with friends. The girl attacked and killed, like the girl at the train station, wasn't alone, but with friends. Yet both of them were attacked. The truth is, no one will care for your safety or watch out for you as much as you. Dear Arjuan, this is the post office I get my mail in. What do we have here? It's my mail. Let's read the questions. I've read the study and it claims to have simulated conditions on Mars and done tests on bacteria. They found Martian soil killed bacteria, making life on Mars impossible. My answer is I only have theories as a regular reader, not a real scientist. In my opinion, there are several things that make me disagree with the conclusion of the study. A. How can you be sure that the compound you simulated is not identical to something else from out of this world, making the experiment not really valid? B. Radiation on Mars is regarded highly as a killer and a herder for life. But who's to say, like quantum entanglement happens in plants, there are not creations on Mars that can take from radiation what they need for survival and block the excess radiation, like for say a tortoise and its hard shell. We have to stop measuring the possibility of life on other planets with the balanced understanding of life on our planet. To make my point clearer, can you imagine breathing in water? Certainly not. But fish live in it. All these creatures have the biological mechanism to survive in such conditions. Of course, they are both right. We owe a lot of comforts to technology and artificial intelligence, and there will always be areas in which artificial intelligence will do a better job than humans. But if you take it too far and go into a coma and prefer to let artificial intelligence do your thinking for you, then they might come up with some twisted mentality and try to enslave or kill humans. I speak in quite detail about artificial intelligence in my article, Robots, Cyborgs, Clash of a Dying Humanity and Thriving Machines. No, I don't. I think it's a good idea, as long as you write happy memories. Some people write painful things. I think it's awful enough that it hurt you once. Writing it in a diary so you can remember the pain over and over is self-harm.